going on, guys? This is Raymond Iron by McKinney, and today I want to bring in a straightforward explanation from a scientific viewpoint of manifestation, law of attraction, law of assumption. And it's a quote by Max Planck, one of the physicists who worked beside Albert Einstein and studying the subatomic particles and all that. And one of his quotes here, which I find is very fascinating, I'm going to read it to you word for word. And it goes, as a physicist, that is, a man who has devoted his whole life to a wholly prosaic science, the exploration of matter, no one would surely suspect me of being a fantast. In other words, people thinking others. He's pretty much a serious scientist, sounds like. And so, having studied the atom, I am telling you that there is no matter as such. All matter arises and persists only due to a force that causes the atomic particles to vibrate, holding them together in the tiniest of solar systems, the atom. Yet in the whole of the universe, there is no force that is either intelligent or eternal, and we must therefore assume that behind this force there is a conscious, intelligent mind or spirit. This is the very origin of all matter. In other words, and this has been shown in science, where they've taken an atom or a particle of some kind, they study, I guess they either look what the origin of the atom is. When they look real close, it's just compressed energy. There is no solid matter as such. There is no physical, materialistic matter as such. Everything vibrates. Energy is vibration. Or energy vibrates on relatively different frequencies. Or in other words, consciousness, our collective consciousness, the one collective consciousness that we all occupy, vibrates or is on different levels of conscious, or the one unified consciousness is being objectified on relatively different levels of consciousness. Of the same consciousness, though it may seem separate, it's one. Or you think of those people, maybe if you hit a certain musical note, people get touched by music. When you hit a certain musical note, and really, when you hit that right frequency of the note, it will touch that person emotionally. When it touches them emotionally, it's the right frequency. You've hit the right frequency of that note. Or if you think of someone, and then they call you or message you out of nowhere, you've hit the right frequency. But yeah, this is basically simply how I'm putting this science together. That my body, everything in this world is energy, compressed energy made to look as solidified when there's no matter or physical matter as such. And we must assume that consciousness is operating and forming everything. That our assumptions, that the assumptions we make solidify our physical objective experience within our bodies and the world around us, relatively speaking. And everything is compressed energy. Your money, your car, everything seemingly solid is just compressed energy made to look like it's actual solid when it's just compressed energy. So even when you do imaginal acts, when you imagine holding a $100 bill, if you make the tones of reality as real as possible, say you hold a $100 bill and you match that vibrational frequency within yourself, that $100 bill is going to show up at any moment, because the atoms, the energy solidifies into that $100 bill somewhere. You may get it from a friend, you may find it on the road, who knows. But the whole point is, guys, I'm just bringing the science in here, but I always end it with the simplest way possible I can. And that is, imagine and assume the state desired as if you've already got it, or as if you're moving into that state as if it's already happened and it's already yours. You don't need to know this science or anything like that, but realize that science and spirituality coexist. And without one or the other, they're incomplete. Science can't go alone without the deep spiritual truths of life. And spirituality can't rely so much on spirituality unless if you know the precision backed up by science. So, yeah. Apply the laws of mind. Know that they're precise when properly applied, whether it's through inner affirmations, inner conversation, mental diet, scripting, eavesdropping, hearing someone's voice congratulating you on your great fortune, as if you are that person. And just know that everything is energy, guys. Everything's solidified, seemingly solid, is just compressed energy. And we're connected to an invisible energetic field. That there's no such thing as external time or space. That everything's interconnected from within. Everything's within us, guys. We're all entangled with one another, and we project our images outward, solidifying objective reality. That consciousness is the only one in true reality, objectifying itself into these relatively seemingly separate entities when really we're all just one. And once you realize these principles of the mind, you can apply these in your life, and there's no government stopping you. There's no one outside of you stopping you, because when you think they're stopping you, you're only giving your power away. Realize that the power is always within you, and you're the operant power. You are consciousness, occupying these physical bodies, or operating all thought that directs all thoughts. And the thoughts influence your physical behaviors, and your physical behaviors affect how you physically behave. Is how you're going to physically act around, and then the people are going to respond to your physical actions or your physical behavior. So assume the best for yourself. Just, even if it's general assumptions, assume the best. Inwardly assume the best life for yourself possible. No one can stop you. Don't need to worry about market fluctuations, wars, diseases, all these things that are outside of you, seemingly out of control, when really all the power is within you, guys. It's just all a movie outside of us, guys. Play with this stuff. Have fun with it. And create the life. Create increasingly empowering life for yourself. And bless those who may be in struggling situations, just to bless them well. Imagine lovingly for them. Live your life. So that's the simplest message I can give out to you guys. So I bless you all, and I hope this message helps, and happy manifesting.